You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
Well, Black and White Sports supporters, we're going to talk about the Raiders because we're going to take a look at what's called a confidence poll that the Raiders Nation, they decided to answer, and it certainly gives you an indication of where the Las Vegas Raiders fan base is when it comes to the fact that Josh McDaniels got his butt run off. Yeah, we know it was a total and complete disaster with Josh McDaniels, and this poll certainly gives us an indication of exactly where it is Raiders fans' heads are at in relation to him being run out the door and exactly where their confidence was when he was still here, because it obviously was at some all-time low levels when Josh McDaniels was still in the house. And frankly put, we also know the confidence levels and the attitudes of the current players and some of the coaches was awful with Josh McDaniels in the house. He is a complete disaster. It's crazy to think that a coach, not only that, but a longtime NFL coach, is literally a culture killer. That's pretty amazing. And we're also going to get to Davante Adams saying, now is the time. Now is the time. Of course, today, it's a huge game. This is a massive game for the Las Vegas Raiders. It is at home. It is against Kansas City. Guys, I got to tell you, after watching Kansas City this past week, I think Kansas City is beatable. I really do. Their wide receiving core, this is not the same offense it once was. Patrick Mahomes may still be really damn good, okay, and we know that. But this wide receiving core, the Tyreek Hill days aren't here anymore, all right? And this Raiders defense is pretty damn good. It really is. And being at home, this is a game the Raiders, they can move to 6-6, and the Chiefs will go to 7-4. And you're talking about having a win against the Chiefs and being one game in the win column behind. That's a massive game. It really is. Let's get to this because this is so indicative. This is SB Nation Reacts and Raiders fans speaking out. Now, this has dropped a little bit over the last couple of weeks, but it certainly gives you an indication of exactly where Raiders fans are when it comes to this team, especially after Josh McDaniels left. So let's take a look at this. The Raiders are coming off their first loss under head coach Antonio Pierce. Even though the Raiders didn't win, they show they can hang with a contender. With the defense continuing to overachieve this season, it gives the Raiders a real chance to steal games. The defense is 13th in EPA, that's expected play average, according to RBSDM.com, and allows 20.5 points per game. And the problem right now is the offense is not clicking, and you're playing a rookie quarterback. So a lot of things are happening here, right? You're trying to evaluate Antonio Pierce, and you're trying to evaluate a rookie quarterback, and you're technically in the playoff race still. That's the hard part. And I just keep thinking it's a shame that Jimmy Garoppolo's not playing on the level he was playing with the 49ers, because that Jimmy Garoppolo could certainly win today's game. But we know Jimmy has totally shit the bed this year, and you can't trust him. In this week's SB Nation Reacts poll, we ask again for your confidence in the team. This is so indicative of what's happened. This was where the fans were way back week 1, week 2. Then you see a plummet, then you see a slight rise, and then you see an all-time dog shit plummet. And this is right before Josh McDaniels is fired, and then boom, Antonio Pierce gets hired, and the confidence poll shoots up. So that tells you Raiders fans were completely out. on Josh McDaniels as a coach. And by the way, Max Crosby is doubtful, but he is hoping to play today. And I think you got to have him against the Chiefs if you hope to do anything. This is the playoff standings, and right now the Raiders are 12th. But look, Bengals, no Joe Burrow. Colts, we really don't know what they are. I don't think they're all that good. So you got two teams you got to think you can leapfrog, and the Chiefs got knocked all the way out of the first playoff position all the way to third. I mean, if you win this game, there's a world where the Broncos and the Raiders start thinking about winning this division. I mean, and nobody. I mean, the Chargers are 4-6. Nobody trusts them. Nobody trusts the Chargers. Brandon Staley. That just is not a thing right now. So Davante Adams, he's having designs. The reason I bring up winning the division, your All-Pro wide receiver is having designs on this team winning this division right now. Let's take a look at this. The Raiders will be facing one of the best defenses in the National Football League for its third consecutive week. The Chiefs, right now their strength is actually on defense. Raiders All-Pro wide receiver Davante Adams naturally watches film weekly on his opponents, but this week he had a chance to watch the Chiefs from a different point. He watched the actual game. Quote, well, I watched on TV. I just watched the game. Sometimes I pay more attention than other times, but if it's an opponent I'm going to play, I'm going to watch the tape. I'm going to really dive into that. So typically I watch like a fan. Often I catch myself like an opponent. Sometimes there will be a couple of replays, but for the most part, I just try to enjoy it. My family doesn't like to sit there and rewind the tape. Even my wife was watching me watch tape, and she would sit there and try to watch it, but I'm replaying the play 15 times before it starts. So I just watch it and enjoy as much as I can. Adams, who has averaged nearly 100 yards receiving in 2 games against Kansas City last season, has mutual respect for the Chiefs. Quote, it's the same team they've been. No, it's not, Davante. No, it's not. I know they're 7-3, but this is not the same Chiefs team. I mean that from a respectful standpoint. Obviously, he doesn't want to give them any locker room, anything to hang up, any motivation. You guys know the deal. I mean that from a respectful standpoint, they got a lot of weapons, a lot of guys on both sides of the ball that are impact players, and we got to make sure we come and wear our hard hat playing against a team like that. They are champs for a reason. Kansas City has won the AFC West the last 7 seasons. Adams wants the Raiders to be the team to end Kansas City's run. Quote, we got to do what we got to do to stop the Chiefs' 7-year division streak. But we just got to put our best foot forward and go out there and do what we got to do. And we know what it takes. It's just about executing. It's a lot easier said than done, but we got a good game plan right now, and we got to find a good way to nail that down throughout the week and come in on Sunday ready. The Raiders play 4 of their next 6 games at home. Guys, this is go time for the Raiders. If you got designs, if you want to win the division, if you want to make the playoffs, with 4 of 6 games at home, you've got to win these games. You do. This is the time to make the move. Obviously, the one thing they got to figure out with their game plans and the offensive coordinator, they've got to figure out how to have Aiden O'Connell take care of the ball. That's what's got to happen. No turnovers. Don't throw 3 picks. Don't give the ball back. Play ball control. You got a top 3 or 4 running back in all of the NFL. You got 2 major weapons. This offensive weaponry that the Raiders have, it's among the league's best. I mean, it is. Davante Adams, Jacoby Myers, Josh Jacobs. God, Jesus, Patriots fans would kill to have these kind of weapons right now. There's probably 10 teams that would love to trade personnel. Get the ball into the hands of your playmakers. let them make plays, take care of the ball. It's that simple. It really is. And your defense plays well, I mean, go out, score 24 points, make it a 24-23 kind of game, and take a win from a big division rival. Tell me what you think, guys. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.